Eric in the van, wheels turning on the grind. Ricky on the rails, keeping time in line. CJ in the gym, gloves hitting like thunder. Yorkshire roots deep where the boxers go under. Fist fly, stories collide. Crossroads boxing where legends reside. Fighter interviews, previews, predictions. Crossroads boxing, no time for fiction. Yorkshire grit in every direction. Step in the ring, feel a connection. Bell rings, echoes through the cold Yorkshire air. Sweat drips, focus, sharp fighters don't care. Left hook, right jab, stories in the scars. Crossroads boxing, reaching for the stars. Eric, Ricky, CJ, the crew. From the podcast mic to the boxing view. Predictions that hit interviews that spark. Crossroads boxing, lighting up the dark. Fighter interviews, previews, predictions. Crossroads boxing, no time for fiction. Yorkshire grit in every direction. Step in the ring, feel a connection.
What's up, people? Hey, what's up, people? We're back with a new intro. Hey,
What an intro.
I like it. We couldn't use the one we really wanted to use, so we had to go create one ourselves. But I like the intro. Gets me in the mood. Right, we've got a big show tonight. Big show. CJ's not here at the moment. He will be joining us. But yeah, Ricky, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Been busy working as always. What about you?
Yeah, I've had a week off and then been busy today, but no work this week. I'm back at work Saturday of all days.
Oh, fucking hell. The one day you don't want to be back.
Yeah, of all days I'm back at work Saturday, but I've been all right. Just been see family and stuff. Had kids, our friends' kids as well. So yeah, busy adult life and all that lot. But the weekend,
As always.
I was in London at the weekend at the 505 watch party, and that was elite. But yeah, before we get into everything, and hopefully CJ could be here by the time the promo goes, but we'll be back after the D-Rock Clothing promo.
Is anyone seen CJ?
No, still no CJ.
Where
So
the
he's jumping in when he's ready. We're talking about the early fights anyway on this card.
Yeah.
But yeah, the event itself, it wasn't really a pay-per-view card per se. Going down the card, but all in all, it wasn't a bad card. Watching it as you was watching it, it actually was a decent night of boxing. But yeah, the first fight. What do you want to start?
I'll quickly mention the Mike Talon and Fazan Shahid fight.
Yeah.
Just that Mikey Talon, I thought displayed really good boxing skills. Good shot selection, picked his shots well. I liked how he brought in the uppercut on the inside. He finished well. I thought he looked very impressive on the night. Didn't show any signs of nervous being on the big stage in a big crowd. I was really impressed with him, and I think he's going to have a bright future.
Yeah, I'd got to the venue and everything wasn't set up at the time when I got there, but the fight was on. I did manage to catch the last few rounds of the Mike Talon fight. He boxed really well from what I saw. I did pick him to win on the prediction league, so I was happy with it, with the performance, with the outcome, but not too much to add to what you're saying about him, to be honest.
No, that's it. It was just the early fight. But next up on the list is Richard Riakporhe. Now this guy, obviously, I think it was his second fight at heavyweight, weren't it? Is it?
I think it might have been his heavyweight debut. I'm
No,
sure he was
I
meant
don't
to
know if
have
he
his
was
first fight.
established himself before in that Riyadh
No,
card. I'm not too sure.
he was meant to fight at heavyweight against Okoli. That was
Yeah.
supposed to be his first fight, and then that fight didn't happen. And I think this was his first fight at heavyweight.
So obviously he's trying to. Obviously he's coming off. He had one win not too long before then, coming off the back of this CSB loss, Chris Billum Smith, establishing himself at this new weight against Tommy Welch, who to me was relatively unknown. I know some people thinking Tom Welch was going to upset the apple cart there. I didn't expect it. I had Richard Riakporhe in the early stages for a stoppage win, and he delivered. The first round, he gave it up. I thought quite smartly, worked Tommy out, looked how Tommy was moving, looked how he threw his shots, looked for the openings, and then in that second round, landing those big right hands and put a finish on him. And I was quite impressed with him. Obviously, Tommy Welch can't speak too much about him because I don't really know a lot about him. But for Richard Riakporhe, it's a good look as he still climbs and still aims for that fucking qualifier that we've all been asking for.
Yeah, Richard Riakporhe, like I said last week, I never know really what to expect from him. I don't rate him that highly myself. But I did eventually go for on the prediction league for Riakporhe to get an early stoppage. I think I picked like fourth round or something like that. Yeah, there wasn't really much in it first round, and then Riakporhe, he has got power. He landed it, and it showed that Tommy couldn't take it, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, I think the most interesting fight for both guys, really, for Okoli as well, is probably a fight what both of them you'll get fans intrigued in that fight. Even name on their own against anybody else. I don't know whether it's intriguing until you put the names towards me, until the matchups are made. It's sort of one of them. Who do you put them in to get anything apart from each other? And I'd like to see them against each other. That's a long-awaited fight. That was meant to happen at cruiserweight, but William Smith ended up beating Okoli. That upset the apple cart, and you know what happened from there.
Yeah. Next on the list, we had Sam Gillett against Ishmael Davis. Now,
Yeah,
I was expecting fireworks from Ishmael. I was looking forward to how he was going to perform. One of his first fights where he's not coming in as a late notice opponent or short notice opponent, as far as I'm aware, for the vacant British super welterweight title, Commonwealth boxing super welterweight title. I was looking forward to this fight. I thought Ishmael were going to do a number on Sam Gillett, but I don't feel like that was really the case. I thought it was a lot closer fight than what I anticipated. Ishmael he didn't perform for me how he would normally perform. I know he got the win, but I expected that a little bit more. Sam Gillett turned up. Sam Gillett, I thought, was very impressive, especially after he's coming back off of that draw with Gideon Onianana, who apparently was a little bit of a journeyman. But I was a bit deflated with that fight. Ollie Mers doing the ring walk with Sam Gillett. Didn't like that. Don't like Ollie Mers. But I'm glad they got the win. I'm wanting to push forward now. Yeah, what did you make of that fight?
I was in and out of that. Like I said, I'd got to the venue and we were still trying to set stuff up, but that fight was on, and it was definitely one I wanted to watch. I felt like Ishmael Davis, he got robbed a bit. He got robbed last fight, his previous fight. I felt like he won that fight. What did they give it? Did they give it a draw in the end? I think they gave it a draw. But I felt like he won that fight, and this fight, I think it was a win at all costs. This fight, because he's had the opportunities. Yeah, I know they've been late notice, but there's only so many times somebody's going to give you an opportunity and put you in certain spots to win something and prove what you've been saying. Until they stop coming, and I think it was a needs must win. Performance. He gets them belts, and I think you'll see a better Ishmael Davis next time out. I didn't think he boxed badly. I think he did exactly what he needed to do to get the win. Sam Gillett put on a good performance. It was a decent fight, a close enough fight, but yeah, Ishmael getting the nod. I'm happy for him that he's done that. I think it'll be good for his career as well moving forward.
Was Sam Gilly? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember like all the events. Was Sam Gilly showboating to like Eddie Earn and people like that when he was landing his shots on Ishmael and
Yeah,
things like that? Acting
yeah,
like he'd already won the fight before he'd even won it. Certain
yeah,
things. Yeah, for me, it was one of those for me where I was looking forward to it and I thought it was going to be like a great fight, but I just don't think it turned out how I wanted it to turn out or I expected it to turn out. But one
yeah.
fight that did impress me on the night, Adam Azim.
Yes. I'll go
Go on,
first on this
go on,
because
mate.
I picked Kurt Scooby. I expected a hell of a lot more from Kurt Scooby. And he just Adam Azim stopped everything he tried, even if I don't even really know what that performance was. Adam Azim just kept peppering him with a jab, kept moving him around the ring, doing what he wanted when he wanted. Kurt Scooby didn't know whether to come or go, whether to, and I was really disappointed, especially when the performance of himself. If you get beat up for 11 rounds and you finally take a knee, and you know what I mean, you've been giving it all your all, but you haven't. You're just not good enough. I don't feel like Kurt Scooby was in there and even tried to do anything. Adam did
No,
shut a lot of things off, but not letting your hands go and literally sitting right in front of Adam Azim, not doing anything. You wasn't even on defense when you was in front of him. You just stood in front of him, not letting your hands go. It's a recipe for disaster. And Adam's quick hands, I felt like Adam could have got him out of there at any point, really. After the sixth round, I felt like Adam Azim could have got him that, get him out of there at any point. But he ended up getting the stoppage late on. What's up, CJ? Yeah, he ended up getting the stoppage late on. Kurt Scooby taking the knee, and his corner basically telling him not to get up. It was a really good performance from Adam Azim. I'd like to see him in there with someone that's going to give him activities, going to let their hands go, and not sit in front of him. But yep, exactly.
we all want Dalton.
Yeah, because I feel like Adam's being matched up with guys that I expected a lot more from Kurt Scooby. I'm not saying that for this fight. This fight, I felt like it was a bit of a step up. It was a decent matchup, but Kurt Scooby didn't do anything like you would expect him to do. So I can't take anything away from Adam Azim for that. It was a good performance, punch perfect performance, and got the stoppage at the end.
Yeah, for me, it was like one of those where he was performing that well in the early rounds. Azim, he was doing what he wanted. His shots were fast, they were hard. He was boxing a great game plan. He looked really impressive. He was mixing his shots up as well. And that Kurt Scooby, he just did not. All right, Siege.
Do you know, I was looking at light bouncing off my head.
I was watching you then. But yeah, like I said, Kurt Scooby just didn't seem to get going. He couldn't work out what Azim were doing. He couldn't cope with the hand speed or the power. He would look like he were too nervous, anticipating too much about what we're going to be coming back at him. I was a bit worried through, I think, maybe the first 8 rounds about Azim just staying in first gear because it was that easy for him. I thought he was just going to end up cruising, but then he upped the tempo, forced a stoppage, and did really well and put on an impressive display. But yeah, CJ, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was disappointing from Scooby. I'd heard of him before, and then I remember Ez saying about the Ring Magazine sparring thing, wasn't it? So I checked back, had a look at him. Obviously, the power's there. You do never know when it's across the pond here, because you never know who they've been boxing. You never know if it's a padded record. But I mean, you could see when he did throw, which wasn't very often, that there was a lot of power in there. It was just disappointing. We're yet to see that test for Azim yet, and that's I think that's what we were all hoping for. Someone to crack him. Maybe his legs have a bit of a wobble. Maybe he has to go to the well a little bit. We find out what Adam Azim's made of. But yeah, great performance from Adam. The speed is absolutely phenomenal.
It's Amir Khan-esque, isn't it?
Oh, you just beat me to it, mate. I was just going to say, do you remember the old days in Amir's baggy Reebok shorts and that? It's just fantastic.
You know what?
I used to want those Reebok gloves.
They were
I hear what
beautiful,
you're
mate.
saying about
Yeah,
the
they were.
speed, but Adam doesn't throw enough to be like
No, he
Amir.
doesn't.
Amir
No, he
Khan
needs
used to throw 4, 5,
multiples.
6s. The problem with
Yeah.
Adam is, like you said, Ricky, it's one gear, it's one jab at a time. Just it's like what it's not. Like there's so many times in there because Scooby was standing right in front of him. I felt like you could let off a combination and drop him with a combination right here. But it was just a jab. It was a stinging jab, a good jab. But it's just one at a time. And I feel like Adam was so comfortable in there, like you said. He just didn't feel like he needed to do much more. And I'd have liked him to step it up. But yeah, he's speed. He has got speed. But if we're going to mention Amir Khan, he needs to put them punches together and make the most of that speed.
He's going down the Amir Khan route with Dalton Smith anyway, isn't he? That's a fight we all want to see. It's becoming a Kell Brook versus Amir Khan 2.0. So hopefully these guys can get it on. I know Dalton Smith's onto bigger things. He's onto bigger things these days. But I'm hoping that very soon we can get that fight underway. Yeah, he's moved on. Adam Azim, like I say, if he puts those combos together, he's going to be dangerous. You never know, though. He might have been just wanting to get some rounds in the bank as well, and just he's working on things that he's been working on in the gym. But yeah, very disappointing from Kurt Scobie. We have got some comments, boys.
I was about to say before we get going, Siege. Yeah, go on, Siege. I'll put them on screen, Siege. So
Trey, nice to see you, brother. Jeez, come on. Jeez, Trey. Have a tremendous show, Trey. Beat to it. Libster supporting the Conor Benn. Oh, you'll have got a few points from that, Lib, won't you? Have them. Mum's asking what happened with Eubank. She also says hi, Ricky.
Hello.
Hi, Ricky's mom.
Hi. I'll reply to the last bit.
we'll reply to the Eubank bit later.
Yeah.
Preach at Ricky. We need the midnight train versus the Sauce in Nigeria.
Yeah, we do.
I'd like to see that fight.
Would love to see that fight.
Chaos in Lagos. Yes, the boys. Big shout out from South Shields. Mandy, if you're there, love you. Tony, you see us. Big shout out to Jimmy James K, my man over in South Shields. You sand dancers, keep going on. The legend has arrived. I'm guessing that's me. I think he moves more fluid and calculated, which for me is more efficient and effective. Oh, Trey, you're a wordsmith, aren't you, son? You could read me a takeaway menu, and I'd love it.
Oh, you'd fucking be straight on it.
I can't pronounce that tag name, but hello, thank you for joining us.
How are you doing? Yeah, thanks for joining.
Mihail Angel, innit?
Mind the gap, CJ. Oh,
it's fixed.
I'd need a taxi to catch you up now, Liv. I think our lass is doing better than me, and I pick up for our lass.
I don't think she is. I think you've knocked her off the perch.
Right, we'll get to the co-main event of the night. I think we're on now.
Yes,
Jack Catterall versus
Ricky
Echo Esserman. I said before this fight last week, I felt like this had all the makings to make Jack Catterall look really good. Jack Catterall could come out of this fight, Echo's style, how he is, the aggression, the fact that he keeps coming forward, that Jack would be able to catch him with counters, keep turning him, and put on a really good performance. Surprise! It even shocked me how good of a performance he actually put on. Getting the stoppage at the end. I know a lot of people saying about the stoppage, the knockdown before the stoppage. Well, the slip, what the referee is saying, but I felt like that was the referee's fault in that moment because Echo did get caught by a punch. The referee calls it a slip and gets Echo straight back up. Had he called it a knockdown, it'd give him a few more seconds just to gather him thoughts. But the fight was going that way, in my opinion. Jack looked strong. He looked to be sitting on his punches a lot more. He was stepping to Echo Esserman. That right hook, left uppercut, lead right hook, left uppercut worked all night. He couldn't miss with an uppercut. He couldn't miss with a jab. He couldn't miss with a right hook when he switched it from a jab into a right hook. Echo didn't change how he was fighting. He kept coming forward, straight on, jabbing from a distance, one jab at a time. It just wasn't enough. DJ, yeah, just wasn't enough from Echo. But yeah, Jack Catterall with a really good performance, and yeah, definitely performance of the night, I think.
Was you impressed with Echo though? Still, as
Echo's engine, how he late on, he started doing a bit more of what I wanted him to do earlier. That was rough up Jack. I know he wasn't landing much and he was getting hit still, but it's what he needed to do early to get Jack into a bit of a war. He ended up he cut Jack with I think with an uppercut as Jack was dipping, but I felt like he needed to rough him up a bit earlier, quicken his feet a little bit more, and let the shots go when he was on the ropes. But he didn't. I did like how he ended towards the latter end when he never stopped trying. He was always in there. Fair play to him. But he was just overmatched, I believe. He was just overmatched. Jack has made so many improvements. That's even surprised me. I felt like it'd be a good performance for him, but the improvements he made by sitting on his shots, his punch placement, he wasn't even throwing hard. He was just placing the shots. But yeah, really good performance.
Go on,
Ricky.
Which one are you?
Do you want me to take it?
Take it, mate. Take it.
Okay. Yeah, really good performance from Jack. I don't know if I'm wrong in saying it, lads, but I felt like it's another side to Jack we hadn't yet quite seen. He was a lot more calm, collected. Not that he's like overly aggressive, but just something else that is now in his locker. Another performance that you can say, yeah, Jack was brilliant again then, and like you say, he placed his shots. He was calm. He was deadly with the finish. His power looked on point. I mean, he was hurting Echo. I don't know what round it was early, but you could see he broke Echo's nose. I mean, that looked absolutely excruciating. Yeah, the referee, like you say, it was going that way anyway, I do believe. I reckon everyone else thinks that too, but did shout stop or break or whatever. His knee touched the floor. You know, technically you are supposed to stop your boxing, pick your fighter up. You're supposed to adjust the gloves down, separate him. He did get it after. It did floor him. Could that have changed the outcome of the fight? I very much doubt it. Catterall was on top of him. I thought with Catterall's recent performances and the way Echo's been performing, I just thought maybe he would be a real slugfest in a challenge. But once again, the cat's shown up. 9 lives. He's only used a few so far.
Nine chances.
9 chances for that world title. No, it was good, man. I enjoyed it. It was a great fight. I hope Echo comes again because he's a great fighter. Get that nose fixed, lad, because I bet that was...
Yeah.
For me, it was like Catterall, he stuck to it. For me, his game plan was on point. It looks like the move to in his boots is dad, isn't it? It's his dad.
His dad,
wonders for his style, his aggression, a bit like CJ says, a bit more calm, cool, collected, a bit more ice cold in him. Very bitter in the finish. He was very good. I ain't talking. Move that fucking teddy. But no, he was picking his shots well. He knew when to throw the counters, knew when to throw the combinations. He was catching Echo as he came in very cleanly. Echo, I expected more, but like I said, I think his nose break was quite early in the fight, which obviously that would have upset anybody's fucking rhythm. His breathing, you're not going to get the same output because it's going to be struggle to breathe. But then the cut, do you know what I mean? When Catterall got cut in the 7th round, I believe it was with the uppercut, he's going to have issues with that. I feel like that's from the Eubank fight, isn't it? That cut. So I feel like he's going to have some serious issues with that. It opened up quite easily. And I thought that might have changed the tide of the fight. But again, Catterall dabbed that away. That looked nasty. And just carried on boxing beautifully. For me, performance of the night, I kind of think he needed that performance, especially in front of Turkey, who fucking called him out on social media not too long ago, saying he'd never box on a Saudi card because he's boring. You know, put that up your fucking pipe and smoke it, because that one of the best performances I've seen from Catterall in a long time. And I'm expecting big things from him. You know, we were mentioning the Conor Benn fight after. I think he beats Conor Benn. I'm not going to deny it. I think he does beat him.
He's twitching to go.
Nah. Just that name. That's all. Let's go.
Oh, you know what reminded me of? You ever seen Dumb and Dumber where that guy drinks the piss? But, yeah, we'll move on to that now. But yeah, great performance by Jack Catterall. Hopefully he can finally get that world title win. But yeah, main event, boys. And we're going to let CJ go first because Eric loves to go last in these moments. Go on, CJ, take the floor, my brother.
Goes to first. Go on, Siege.
I thought Eubank won. I think it was a robbery. He won every round for me. I've written to the British Boxing Board and said it's a disgrace. First and foremost, congratulations to Conor Benn. It was a great fight. He had a good game plan. But it isn't a world-class performance in my eyes because Eubank was so poor. Not even at half capacity, Eubank, if you're asking me, which you just did, Ricky, so I'm answering. He was stuck in the mud, whether it was weight drain or he didn't even look interested though. It wasn't just the weight drain side or like lethargic. He wasn't listening in the corner. I don't know if it was 7th or 8th round, don't quote me, where somebody says to him, "Are you all right?" And he says, "I feel like shit." That's from Eubank. So he wasn't fully there. That's not me taking anything away from Conor. Conor has done fantastic.
Conor, Camellia.
He's shown he can box. He's shown he can box. He's shown he can keep his. If you two can't be serious, I don't know why I'm on this podcast. Honestly. He's shown why he can box. He's shown what he was doing. There's bigger test for Conor now. He needs to drop back down. I do believe that the rivalry needs to end. I was sort of happy at the end that got said. We don't need to see a third. Certainly, if Eubank is on the decline now, because we wouldn't get the same fight we got the first time around. Is Chris going to come back from it? What I thought instantly was James DeGale was one of my heroes, and Chris Eubank retired a really aging, defeated James DeGale. I mean, he literally picked him up and shoulder tackled him onto the floor.
Yeah, I remember that fight.
I wouldn't want to see that happen to Chris Eubank. You know,
Crazy thing is, CJ. Ben did that to Eubank. Ben did that.
He did do it. Yeah, picked him up and
threw him around. Didn't he?
Wow.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, he did more or less the same thing.
Count me out. But no, it's good. It's good. Go on,
I'm gonna agree. It's I watched that fight. Obviously, I drove to work while it was on the radio, and I was devastated. And then I came home after the shift got canned, and I watched it when I got home, and I was even more devastated. It just didn't get going. It just didn't. It was slow, lethargic, all the way from the first seconds. And I don't know if you guys have caught this, but on TalkSport, I know Eric's favourite radio channel, by the way, for anybody that wants to know.
Choice.
He loves Simon Jordan as well. Yeah. But they had they went in onto the corner. I think it was the 3rd round, and Eubank's telling his corner, "It's your job to make sure you shout out to me when there's 1 minute and 30 seconds left of each round." And that there tells me straight away that he's not prepared to fight for 3 minutes. Whether it's a training issue, a fitness issue, I don't believe the coming of age thing because I just think it's not been that long. CJ, you'll know more. You've experienced this more with pro boxers than definitely what I have. But back in April to now, I feel a lot better than what I did in April. I feel fucking great. I just don't feel like it aged that quick. I just don't know if there's something gone wrong in the camp with his training setup, maybe personally. He announced he was going to be the father of twin boys. So I don't know. Things like that playing in your mind. If you were touch and go from the first fight in the hospital, that might be on the back of his mind. I don't want to get caught up in that. Ben, I don't think he boxed that great. I think he stuck to a game plan. In the 3rd round, he got caught a couple of times. You could see him reverting back to the old style, and that style would have got picked apart in April by Eubank. And you could see the flaws in the game plan because you can see he's still working his discipline, is still working to box. He just caught Eubank all the time. He was faster, he's younger, he's stronger, but it's hard to promote or encourage that performance when Eubank was so poor. Now the best thing of the night for me was him entering the arena with 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Then I was singing all the way down. And then when that fight ended, I had the 50 Cent playlist on my phone. It took me back to my Newcastle days when I went to Newcastle to go watch him. I was buzzing with that. He won the fight for me with that. So I'm going to see CJ Eubank was fucking wrong. But I'm just so disappointed with Eubank. Just nothing were working. And his coach didn't seem to have any idea neither in the corner. So yeah, just dull for me. Go on, Eric.
Right, we'll move on then. We'll move on then. Next topic. Go on, Ez.
First thing first. That ring walk. I'm not kidding you. When I was on stream. What the hell's happened there? Oh, I thought I'd press something then. No, I was on stream and we was doing it. I wish I'd queued up the video, but I was on with John Arden Jr., Shy, and Chris Congo, and you heard many men come on, and you didn't see 50. Yeah, so it was like, oh, he's coming out to this. Then 50 just pulled up around the side of him, and oh my God, the whole venue was on the feet. Everyone was absolutely gassed, like going mad. I thought at that point, that's it, fight over. Eubank's going to absolutely do him. Like that. Honestly, I never thought the first ring walk from the first fight, Eubank's ring walk from the first fight would get beat. But him walking out with 50, I'm sorry, that took it. That 100% took it as a better ring walk because no one expected it. That everyone, as soon as 50 pulled up at the side of him, I bet anyone who was watching that fight went absolutely mental and couldn't believe it. Whether you were supporting Ben or Eubank, you couldn't believe that moment. But yeah, to the fight itself, from round 2, you could sort of see that Eubank, he was inactive. He was being very inactive. He was saving. He was putting himself in the corner. It seemed like not many jabs thrown, not throwing much of anything. Neither was Ben really throwing much. I think Ben was being patient. Fair play to him. He did what I didn't think he was capable of doing, and that was staying patient and staying and not getting into a war for 12 rounds, because there was moments, like you said, Ricky, where he jumped in and he got caught. And when he did that, he got caught, he went back to boxing. I felt like after round 4 or 5,
fucking right there, Mike.
Sorry. I was trying to get a tissue out of a packet to blow my nose.
No, after round 4, 5, as the rounds were going, you could just see less and less activity from Eubank. Ben was fainting a lot, putting Eubank in positions. I think Ben probably won the fight just on mainly ring generalship. He controlled where the fight was fought at. Not many. There was loads of punches traded, thrown. It was just discipline from Ben. The knockdown in the 12th round, I've watched it time and time again. But Ben hits him with a jab. Eubank sort of goes down a bit, and he glances Eubank with the faintest of right hands at the side of the head, and it skims past his head, and that's what made his legs go. That just, you could see from round 2 onwards, Eubank didn't have his balance. He didn't have no legs. I don't know whether, like you guys said, I don't know whether he's gotten old, whether the rehydration clause that took it out of him. I was speaking to Chris Congo on stream, and he said his last fight, he's like, there's making the weight and there's fighting at the rate. He said, my last performance, he said, I was awful. I made the weight. I managed to make the weight. I just couldn't fight at the weight. what I was doing, my mind was telling me to do certain things, and my body just
telling me
wouldn't.
no.
Yeah,
My
basically,
body.
that's what he said. Is I basically like it's hard to explain how it feels in there when you make the weight, and you can make the weight, but performing at that weight, it's a different thing, and no one will tell what it was. At the end of the day, I'm glad. I said as soon as the final bell went, we all knew Conor Benn won the fight. I said, I hope Chris doesn't make any excuses of the weight. I hope he doesn't say anything. I hope he just gives him just say, you know what, well done, you've got this one, and we move on. Which he did, which made me quite happy as a fan, because when I'm a fan of a fight, if you lose, you lose at the end of the day. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear none of that. You lose the fight, congratulate your opponent, and we move on to whatever's next. Conor Benn came out yesterday, I believe. He had an interview saying that they'd called Chris and asked if they wanted the third fight, and Chris said, I'd do it at 168, and Conor said, no, that's not happening. And then apparently they've been trying to call. They've been trying to call Chris, and Chris is not answering the phone. But you've already said, you said before this fight that you didn't want a trilogy if you'd won the fight. You said after the fight, you're not interested in a trilogy. You want to go get away from this. You want to win a world title. Then you go on a podcast a day ago saying, oh, well, we asked them if they wanted the rematch. Bro, we don't want the rematch. Just move on with your career. Yeah. I don't believe he can win a world title at 147. I will say that now. Because the only guy I believe he can beat at 147 who has a title, he will not fight him, because that would mean, and if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong about that, but he will not fight Lewis Crocker. Moving back down from 147, from 160, sorry. The last time a guy moved up to 160, came back down to 147 and have a rehydration clause at 147 was Kell Brook. And we saw what happened to him. Here, they will not go for that IBF belt on its own because of that rehydration clause, which is quite ironic. But I don't think they win a world title. Ryan Garcia is about to fight Barrios. That's been signed. So does Conor Benn fight Ryan Garcia? I think by the time he fights, there's time to fight Ryan Garcia, he doesn't make that weight. I don't believe he can make 147 at that time, because that's not going to be until probably August, September next year. I'll be very surprised.
How's Ryan Garcia getting a title shot and he's just had his ass whooped?
Oh, don't get me started. Well, the guy, this is the Chamber Minister event. He had a title shot against Devin Haney. He missed weight, so the title wasn't on the line. Then he failed a drug test after the fight. So he was banned for a year. He came back after a year to another world title shot. It was interim world title at the time, but Boots had vacated literally after they fought. He lost that. So you're coming off missing weight, failing a drugs test. You come back to a world title shot. You lost that. And then you get another world title shot straight after that. It's mental to me. It's crazy. And this guy and people, I will never like Ryan Garcia. I will never like him. This guy gets away with absolute murder. People get called being a quitter for less. He quit against Tank Davis when he took a knee and just looked at the referee until he counted and got up. Then he cheated against Devin. He's missed weight, which is unprofessional. He cheated. He said a bunch of racist stuff. And this guy is still getting opportunities in boxing. It's mental. It's absolutely mad.
Why don't you tell the fans, Eric, that you don't like Ryan?
I don't. I don't like Ryan. All you people watching now, I don't like Ryan. There's only one person I like less than Ryan.
TFimo.
Oh, sorry.
TFimo.
No, Conor Benn. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. Conor Benn's whole personality, I just can't do. I just don't like him. He's an arrogant person.
Moving on quickly, CJ, I'd like to get your thoughts on this one. Conor Benn, back down at welter, gets a title shot against any of the world champions. Your opinion, we know Eric's. Does he win a world title?
Yes, I do think he can. I do think
Which
he can.
one?
Truthfully.
Which champion?
I think he beat Crocker. I really do. If
Yeah.
that fight happened, yeah, I do. Truthfully,
I agree with that, but that fight won't happen.
What about
yeah, no,
Barrios?
that's true. And I can't see it happening. I see the Crocker fight happening more than that. We need to see Conor Benn down at 147 now boxing how he's boxing, don't we? I know that sounds like long-winded, but is he going to carry on this performance? Did the rivalry just bring something out? You know, you're fighting for your pride. But yeah, I do think he can. But I do think he'll be guided to a world title as well.
Yeah, that performance, but like people would say, Dave Allen said it. That performance, everybody's gassing that performance up. There was 2 people in the ring, and one of them was less than half of what you expect. It was a bad performance from Eubank. I don't
100%.
get what Conor Benn did in there for people to be so highly. I give him credit for the performances. He stuck to a game plan and he executed the game plan, but it wasn't a great performance that shows you that he would beat anyone at 147. Lewis Crocker, I agree, because I think Lewis Crocker's been given his belt.
I'm gonna read out the top 10 ranked welterweights, Ring Magazine. Yeah, I want you to tell me which fighter Conor Benn beats. Right. So these are fights we think he should be fighting at welterweight before he at least fight for a world title. So number 10 ranked is Manny Pacquiao.
No.
Eric?
No one beats Manny.
No.
There's Barrios. I know Barrios is the champion, but he's on the rankings at number 9.
Barrios is fighting Ryan Garcia. He's fine. I don't even believe Conor Benn will beat Barrios. Do
you think he beats him?
No, I don't think he beats Barrios.
No, I don't actually, mate. No. Then Jack the Cat? No.
Most definitely not.
Curiel? I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Ryle Curiel's a big puncher.
Rocker?
Possibly. Alexis.
Oh, Rocha. Oh, Alexis Rocha. Alexis Rocha fights this weekend, I think. So I'd have to see that how he performed in that.
Gearsov.
No, Gearsov's a good fighter.
No. Gearsov is going to take that belt off of Rolly anyway. Polanco.
I don't know Polanco.
I don't know, because Polanco is in the same gym as Kurt Scooby.
Those two are in the same much action there.
So Polanco unfortunately has to. I don't know.
Santillan,
that would be a war. That would be a war.
Siege.
Tough one. Neck and neck.
I think Santillan. I think he can beat
Stanionis is a good fighter. Stanionis is a very good fighter.
Stanionis and is the same as Santillan. Both of them versus Conor Benn versus both of them will be a war, and it'll be who lasts the longest, who can hit harder.
Number 1 is Norman Jr.
I don't believe he beats Norman. No.
Siege.
No. Don't beat Norman.
No.
There's very few on that list.
We haven't got a lot of faith in fucking you, Ben, then, have we? So we'll move on. This Friday, boys, I want to mention the main... CJ, do you want to say out before I do move on?
I was just quickly... I don't know if you've already touched on it. I was just going to quickly jump on Joe Parker.
No, we haven't touched on it.
I was just... Don't get too excited, lads, will you? Everyone just went quiet. He's obviously...
the most unluckiest man in boxing.
Yeah, for anyone who don't know on our stream, who's watching or who's going to watch in the future, if you don't know, where have you been? But other than that, he got found. He tested positive for cocaine on the day of the fight with Fabio Wardley. So everything's under investigation. Joe Parker has come out and denied it. He's going to fight it. I think they're trying to say that it was an invalid test.
One player, name me a
contaminated eggs.
Who hasn't said that?
Yeah. I hope not. I really like Joe. He's a man of the people.
Listen,
Clearly.
all I can say is we know why he didn't go down in the fight. He couldn't feel any of them shots.
No, just fucking numb.
If you're watching Joe doing 3 for 100 on Saturday, I'll get your digits. Keep in touch. No, I don't know why. I don't know why you would if it's true. I don't. It's hard to even process it in it because he's had such a great fight. He is a very odd one.
Fucking hanging around with Tyson Fury and all that crowd.
Also, he lost the fight, so there'll be less of a thing about it. It's not a performance enhancing. Let's get that straight. It's not a performance enhancing drug. He's been busted for. He's just been stupid or careless, whatever it is. At the end of the day, moving on to this weekend, Friday, Ricky.
Friday night, Harlem Eubank versus Josh Wagner. I don't know too much about Josh Wagner, and I'm only wanting to really touch on the main event. Eubank, he's coming back out from the technical draw against Catterall. Disappointing performance, weren't he? A bit negative, moving around too much. What do we reckon for Eubank? Can Harlem go all the way, or is he just going to be considered as a British level fighter? What are your opinions on him?
I like Harlem. I like his character. I thought it was very hard done to with the Catterall fight. It was a right mess, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't know much. Is it Wagner, by the way, not Wagner?
I don't know, mate. I'm not great with these names.
Because when you said Wagner, it reminded me of him that was on X Factor all them years ago. Do you remember? Wagner.
Josh Wagner.
Wagner. I like Harlem. I do think he's got a lot of potential. It was on the undercard, Rick. I'm just trying to whip it up quick.
Oh, it's not that.
Yeah,
it's not that great, mate. If I'm honest.
We've got enough to talk about.
Okay.
I just want to touch on Eubank. I just want to touch on the main event, boys. But we have got the Night of the Champions in the desert. It's a blockbuster of a card. It's a massive card. Typically, because it's a massive card, it's in Saudi and we don't get it over here. But what a card it is, boys. Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. We are superstar stacked. Sam Noakes, Abdullah Mason, Bam Bam Rodriguez, Fernando Martinez, Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney, Vito Manliki, Samuel Manoa, up-and-coming prospect Muhammad Al-Akal as well, and that Sultan Al-Muhammad. Boys, what a card. Like, there must have been some fucking money to put this together. Some money spent because, Jesus Christ, just to get Devin Haney and Brian Norman in the same room could probably cost them fucking 10 million. But
it must be a good business, the oil business, and being a royal sheikh.
My God, they must be doing something else. Must be doing something on the side. Maybe providing fucking Parker with his naughty business. But where do you want to start on this card? I tell you what, I do want to touch on Muhammad Al-Akal. To be fair, I know I'll quick up then, but how far do you think he can go? How impressed are you with Muhammad Al-Akal from a boxing point of view?
It's hard to tell, really, so early. It's hard to tell. They are propping him up. He is meant to be something for the future. It's hard to tell. All they can do is keep putting him on these shows and him actually performing and stepping up the levels. But it's early to say. It's very hard to say when it's these early prospects.
Do you think he's going to be Turkey's golden boy?
It seems that way. He's on he seems to be on every Saudi card. And I see a lot of people having issues with, bro, if I'm spending my money, I want to put what I want on. What's wrong with you? If I want to put someone on from where I am and I think that they're going to be something, I'm going to put them on. So people need to stop complaining. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's always nice to see young prospects come through. And if he is the one, I mean, he's started from young. He's been on this big stage from early, so it's one they must be putting money into.
Yeah, CJ, what are your thoughts on Al-Akal as well? Obviously, he's been gifted the coach of Gallagher, who potentially was only took him on because of who he is and who he's sponsored by. What are your thoughts on Al-Akal?
I'm so glad you said that, because my actual question was going to be, is he the lad that Joe Gallagher trains? Because I wasn't 100% to be fair. He's opened up. I think he's opened up like every Saudi show, hasn't he? In the past 6 of them or something.
Pretty much, mate. Yeah.
He looks well. It's early days, isn't it? I mean, he's doing everything right. He's got a great team behind him, Joe Gallagher, who's been given a fit bill of health, by the way. So, congratulations, Joe.
Congratulations to Joe.
Yeah, definitely.
Hope you're feeling better and long living. Everything's set in front of him. He's Turkey Al Sheikh likes him. He's going to go a long way if he keeps doing what he's doing. We'll only find out more about him as time goes on, unfortunately, and does get to step up. But yeah, from what I have seen, it looks good. Looks the business. Hopefully, we get to see a bit more each and every fight.
Yeah, Vito Milnicki Jr. versus Samuel Momna for the WBO. Yeah, nom. Samuel nom. Like a good nom. For the WBO Global Middleweight. Let's keep it PG, please, guys. PG Middleweight vacant title.
I meant like a nice dinner, you dirty fiend.
That's my fault then.
What
is everybody's thoughts on this global title business? I don't know where the fuck I've gone.
You froze, Rick.
Oh, have I? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Can hear you. Your face is atrocious on that froze picture.
That's fine. Where do we think that we are with on the global title? What do we make of this global title? What do you make of this fight?
Is that what Echo had? Did Echo have a global title?
I ain't got a clue, to be honest with you. There's too many bloody titles for me to keep a global title now. Listen, Milnicki Jr. is I think he's supposed to win this fight. I've heard his name quite a bit. I've not heard of his opponent too much. I have heard of Milnicki Jr. He was fighting on Pro Box, I believe. But yeah, to win this fight, what I expect, we will see. I don't know what to really expect. I haven't really watched him. I've not seen either guy really. So on the league, if that fight's on there, I've not done my picks yet. I will probably go with Milnicki Jr. I've heard about him. He was meant to be a decent prospect, something to look out for in America. So yeah, I probably expect him to win.
Yeah, I picked him for the win anyway. CJ, have you commented on him or?
No, I haven't, mate. But I'll pass on that one, mate. I'm not hugely aware of the
So I'll move on to Sam Noakes and Abdullah Mason. This is for the WBO World Lightweight title, vacant again. Sam Noakes undefeated, Abdullah undefeated, both big punchers, both up and comers. Abdullah Mason, I've seen, is very impressive, very powerful, very fast. Sam Noakes again. I feel like this is going to be a great fight. I am probably looking forward to this fight more than all the others, if I'm honest. Eric, you've got the nodding going on, mate. Take it away with this one.
Yeah, this is probably the most 50-50 fight on the card, in my opinion. Simply because both guys are really at world level untested, completely untested at world level, should I say. They are both prospects fighting for a world title. Abdullah Mason, he's never done the 12 rounds. I think he's been scheduled to go 10 rounds once. Sam Noakes has done the 12 rounds, but depending on competition-wise, you're looking at different to world level. Neither guy have fought at world level. They will be each other's toughest tests, I believe. And it's one of them fights. It's a hard one to pick. Like Sam Noakes, he's a big puncher. Shakur Stevenson even said it. He's sparred him. He said he can punch. He's a very big puncher. He's aggressive. Abdullah Mason, he has been dropped a couple of times in his career, his young career. He's got quick hands, very good footwork. He has got power in his shots. Really good fighter. This is a pick-em for me. I want Sam Noakes to win. And I might stick a little thing on Sam Noakes winning, because for me, you definitely, if there's any 50-50 on this card, is this fight, I believe, because both guys are untested at world level, so we don't know what we're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get.
So for me, Sam Noakes tested more than Abdullah, because I don't really know the American region, like domestic boxers. Sam Noakes has got wins over Ryan Walsh and his TKO'd Louis Sylvester, Siege. So have you seen much of him? What do you think to this fight, Siege?
Yeah. To be fair, it'll only been a couple of months ago that I was speaking to Lewis about him. I think Sam weighed in heavy for that fight. He didn't actually weigh in what was supposed to be.
He didn't make the weight. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah. So it was more of the size difference that was slowing Lewis down. Sam definitely more tested from what I've looked at. Again, I don't know 100% all the fighters that Mason's fought, but Noakes seems to just be creeping up there. I mean, he boxed Mendy, he beat Mendy, obviously aging now, but had been there, done it, to then Walsh. So yeah, I'm hoping Sam Noakes does it. But this, on paper, is a huge fight, a massive fight. Like Eric says, maybe could steal the show, depending on if Abdullah is as tested as Sam is in our domestic scene, or international scene, however you want to word it.
He has fought Nakatilia.
That was his last fight, wasn't it?
Nakatilia. Yeah, he has fought Nakatilia, and Abdullah Mason's a very, very good fighter. Very good fighter. He is thought to be one of America's next stars. So you don't know what to get. He's quiet. He's about boxing. That's it. So you don't know too much about personality or whatnot. What I will say is this fight's a pick 'em. I hope Sam Noakes can do it, but it'll probably be one of the best fights on the night, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be a good fight, and it's another two undefeated prospects going against each other, which is what we like to see. Don't matter about the L's, let's get these lads tested. Bam Rodriguez against Fernando Martinez, another fight of the undefeated. Two world titles on the line, WBC and WBO World Super Flyweight titles. Bam Rodriguez, we all know from defeating Sonny Edwards in devastating fashion. I don't really know too much about him other than those fights, and I don't really know a lot about Fernando Martinez, other than the fact that Rodriguez is definitely the bigger puncher in this fight. So obviously I've gone with a Rodriguez stoppage. Siege, what do you make to this one?
Great fight. I have gone for Bam.
Potentially another fight of the night contender, in your opinion?
Could be, couldn't it? Yeah, I suppose it's just because of we like Sam Noakes, don't we? And he's our boy. But yeah, 100% could steal the show. I wouldn't say 50-50. In my opinion, maybe 60-40 in Bam's favour. But it's who turns up on the night. It definitely is who turns up on the night. Sonny Edwards obviously got destroyed by Bam, and he was our hopeful, wasn't he, for a long time. So I've gone. I will be going for Bam on the league, but it wouldn't surprise me if it went the other way either.
Bloody hell. Go on, Eric.
Yeah. I think Bam by stoppage. I think it'll be a good fight for 5-6 rounds. Martinez throws a lot. He's very aggressive, come forward. But how Bam in boxing right now, there's not many fighters like Bam Rodriguez. How he punches hard. His footwork is very good. Got good defense. He's beat a lot of older champions, legends, to be honest with you. Rumvizai, he beat was it Quadras? Is it Quadras or something like that? I can't remember the name now. But he went through. I think he moved up, fought a champion, moved back down, fought a champion. He's very good, Bam Rodriguez. Very, very good. And I believe he'll probably get the stoppage. I think mid to late, Bam will end up getting the stoppage. And congratulations to him, by the way, because he's just had another child. So yesterday, I believe. So congratulations to Bam.
Congratulations, Bam. You would think with your wages you would be able to afford a TV, mate. But congratulations.
So I'm going to move on to the main event strategically right now.
I know what you're doing.
David the Mexican Monster against Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde coming off of the win against Lyndon Arthur for me his best performance. But when I've gone through David Benavidez's record, I mean, what a record that is! Boy, you got Vodsvik, Andre, Caleb Plant, David Lemieux, Anthony Durrell. You've got some great names on there. Names I just think are a lot better than Anthony Yarde. I don't really see. I know he's earned his position right now, and this is the fight that Lyndon Arthur would have been in if not. But I can't see him doing much against David Benavidez. If I'm honest, I think he's going to take this fight and win it pretty comfortably. Eric, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a good fight. I don't think it's a whitewash. I don't think anybody whitewashes Yarde. I think he deserves a bit more for how decent of a fighter he is. His toughness as well. Like I said, the guys he's been stopped by is Kovalev and Beterbiev. They're the two guys he's been stopped by. So you can't really say it's going to be a whitewash. There's two things with this. On a whole, just looking at the fight itself without any caveats, I think Benavidez probably stops Yarde late. I think it's a good fight while it lasts. They'll be back and forth. They're quite back and forth fight till we get to the 8-9. And I believe that's when Benavidez probably takes over with his hand speed and just his aggression, his hand speed. He's good. He punches hard as well. Yarde has a good chance early. He has a good chance early if he doesn't make it into a war. If he can keep Benavidez because Yarde, he has punching power, but it's one shot at a time when he throws. He doesn't throw combinations that will hurt you. He'll throw one punch at a time. If he can keep it long, keep his distance, and loop in them big shots and catch Benavidez as he's coming in before Benavidez can get going, he's got a decent chance. Benavidez does look like he's struggling at the weight a little bit. He said he's about on weight now, and he's still got 2 days before he fights. He's tomorrow before he weighs in, but he looks like he's struggling. I don't believe he's on weight now. A day before the weigh-in, he ain't on weight. There's no fighter that goes in on weight a day before a weigh-in, especially at this level. So it all depends on if Benavidez can take over late, because if Benavidez is drained and he's struggling with the weight, I can see a close points decision for Benavidez, because I don't think he'll be able to get Yarde out of there, but I think he will nick it.
Yeah, I've got it on mine. I've got round 8 for Benavidez stoppage.
But I probably will be going with a late stoppage on the league, simply because without the caveats, I expect that from Benavidez. But from what I'm seeing and hearing and things I'm hearing, he seems to be struggling a little bit at the weight. So it's one of them. It's something to keep an eye on.
Go on, Siege. What are your thoughts, mate?
I think he's going to come on strong later and stop Yarde. I do really like Yarde.
Yep.
I like Tunde. I actually just wish that Yarde had moved on some years back now. In my opinion, I do think that's no disrespect to Tunde. I just think that Yarde could have added some more tools to the box, some more feathers to his cap, some more strings to his bow. I've run out of them now, lads. But yeah, he could have done a bit more. I think the potential that Yarde had is phenomenal, and not taking away anything he's done in his career. I mean, I don't. No one was queuing to go fight Kovalev in his back garden, whether no. And Eric, and with all respect as well, being a black fella as well, to go over to Russia to do that, mate. I
know.
No thanks, man. It wasn't for me. I wouldn't have got any on my own. He did fantastic.
He did well.
He did fantastic, man. Kovalev
was the reason. Inexperience was the reason he lost that fight. Inexperience in his 100%. Corner, inexperience in fights, in being in fights of that sort of magnitude. There's so many things that he just fell short on, but talent wasn't the reason why he
No,
fell short. I just
no.
think it was just inexperience.
Talent's
He fell
never been
short
his
there.
issue. Talent's never
That's
been his
true.
issue. I do think, like I just said, if he'd have moved on from Tunde, we could have maybe seen an extra 20% from Yarde. I would love to see him. I think Eric actually nail on the head. If it's early, because Benavidez can be a very slow starter, and if he's struggling with weight, if Yarde comes out at blocks swinging and gets an early like wobble, you never know. But it is one of them. For me, Benavidez a bit later on, just wearing him down with that power and just the pressure that he applies to fighters. Body shots, ruthless. But I'd love it if there were lions in the camp.
I do as well. I do hope Anthony Yarde pulls off the upset. I can't really see it. But like I said, I always felt like Anthony Yarde could have had that career that he just hasn't had yet. But hopefully, moving forward, he will get somewhere with it. So Eric's main event. This is for Eric. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr., 2 world champions. Devin Haney, two-weight undisputed former world champion?
Two-weight world champion, former lightweight champion. Sorry, lightweight champion.
That's the one. Against the hard-hitting, very impressive Brian Norman Jr. I want to start with CJ. CJ, who have you got in this fight? Why? I will when I was picking this for the card, obviously, I like Brian Norman Jr. I like Devin Haney. I like the boxing style of Devin Haney. I like the power of Norman. I was weighing up who I think would win this fight. It was a struggle, but I did pick Haney with a points decision. Who have you got?
I'm going for a Norman stoppage.
That's what I nearly went with that as well.
Yeah, I sat twiddling my thumbs, pen and paper. Of this book is what could possibly upset Eric the most. So if you were to flick through, Eric might not sleep.
Everything will piss him off.
Oh, it's like Conor knocking out Chris, Jake Paul knocking out AJ. Like, it's just crazy stuff. No, I know you're a massive Haney fan. He's a fantastic boxer. I'd just like to see the stoppage, and I believe that could possibly happen. But Haney is a fantastic boxer. He could steal the show instantly. I imagine his game plan will be on point. We'll just have to wait to see. I am really excited for that fight. This card is like incredible, in it, lads. Like, seriously, any one of these is a headliner. Any one of them's a headliner. It's fantastic.
100%.
What's everyone else's thoughts?
So I want to just turn around and say, I think Devin Haney takes this fight by probably being in with the more higher class opposition. I think you've got George Kambosos Jr. Is it twice? You've got Vasily Lomachenko. I would devastate when he beat him. You've got Joseph Diaz, Jorge Linares, Yuriorkis Gamboa, one of my favourites. He's got some great names on there. Brian Norman Jr., when I flipped through his record, I weren't really too sure about who he'd been in with. But so, Eric, are we going to see a Devin Haney boxing lesson? Or what do you reckon, a Norman Jr. knockout?
I believe this fight goes one way. I've said it all along. I like CJ said. I like the way CJ said how he picked, because he said he want Norman knockout because he'd like to see that, and I think that's why a lot of people are picking Norman knockout. Is because more so they would like to see Norman get the knockout. He's the new guy on the block. He talks. He's got speaks sweet nothings to everybody. Devin Haney's the guy who's been complaining, whinging about getting cheated, all this lot. So it's one of them where Brian Norman has never fought an ex-world champion. Before I think 3 fights ago, he was when he fought Stantilian. He was put in there to get beat. Fair play to him. I feel like Top Rank put him in there to get beat because he wasn't impressing them. They'd signed him. He'd had his fights coming up, and he wasn't really impressing. He knocked out some guys, but when they stepped him up, I think he had a no contest. He went 10 rounds, struggled with a boxer. Then he got dropped, and then it was a no contest. I think Top Rank was feeding him to Stantilian, But he got the win, which is fair play to him. Good performance, got the knockout, won. And then the Jin Sasaki, he knocked him out. Apparently, he lost 4 months of his memory or whatever he did. But most of Brian Norman's opponents have been in Mexico. Most of his opponents have been from Mexico. He's not been on this, not been on this sort of stage before. I think Devin will always get overlooked no matter who he's fighting now. Simply because the Loma fight and the Ryan fight, I think a lot of people was like, oh, Loma beat him, or they want to convince themselves Loma won that fight. And then the Ryan Garcia fight, him losing that fight, then Ryan Garcia obviously failing and stuff like that. A lot of people don't like him because he said he was going to sue. So I feel like Devin Haney is always going to be the underdog in most fights now, where people are picking him to get knocked out. But I think this fight is probably an 8-4, 9-3 performance from Devin Haney. I think he outboxes Norman Jr. I think he peppers him with a jab. I don't believe that Haney will move as much as he did in the last fight. I think that was opponent specific. Like, I think every fight he's gone into, he's not fought the same way. George Kambosos, he fought twice. He didn't fight him the same way both times. Fought him completely different both times. Fought Loma different. Fought Ryan Garcia different. Fought Regis different. Fought Ramirez different. So people who think that Devin's going to come in there and run around the ring and not throw much punches, I believe Brian Norman walks in too straight with his head on the line. Devin's jab will be on point, and I believe it's a UD decision for Devin Haney. 8-4, 9-3.
Do you think the problem is with Devin Haney as well is he doesn't always get the knockouts during the fight? So people don't like that. Casual fans love to see the knockouts, the highlight reel KO.
That's the thing. That's the thing with it is you need to know what you're watching. If you're going to watch a Devin Haney fight and you want in knockouts, then there's no point in watching it because you're going to criticize the performance. If that's what you're looking for, you're not necessarily going to. But there's sometimes where when people think Devin don't get knockouts or he's not got a big punch and his opponent falls into that category, saying, oh, you can't punch, oh, you've got nothing, you've got pillows for fists. Regis did it. The whole build up to the Regis fight, you've got no power. You've got no power. You've never knocked anybody out. When was the last time he sat Regis on his pockets? So Brian Norman is saying the same thing. If he doesn't move his head, if he doesn't think a guy moving up to 147 hasn't got power, then yeah, so be it. Stay there and get it. And don't think you're going to get dropped.
Yeah, that's it.
Brian Norman's been dropped before, by the way. So before people go, Brian Norman's been dropped before. He's got vulnerabilities the same way Devin's got vulnerabilities with that left hook, what Brian Norman has. But also, I think Brian Norman's left hook, it's a good left hook. He's got a decent punch, but I also think he's got the touch of the Wilders about him, where the people he's knocked out aren't of the caliber of the people he's about to fight. And now when he's fighting these people, I don't believe the power will show.
No,
I do not believe the power will show. But
Saturday.
we will find out. We will. I can't wait.
If you haven't already, do your Boxing League predictions, everyone. Yes, join in. I'm going to do, so boys as well, I thought about this, and next season, so in the new year, we are going to compete as well with AI. I'm going to put AI, I want to get AI to do its own predictions as well, and they're going to be, and let's see how good we really are.
I can't fucking beat our lass at it, never mind AI.
One more thing. Ricky, I know you don't want to talk about it, but there's people in the chat who mentioned it. AJ versus Jake Paul has been signed. How many seconds do you think this fight lasts? We're not going to go rounds. We're going to go seconds.
I'm going to put some controversy on it. I think there are going to be stipulations in place.
There's one stipulation. There's one stipulation.
What is the stipulation?
AJ can't weigh it over 245 pounds.
Well, if that's the only stipulation, there's nothing that we haven't seen behind closed doors. I will give Jake Paul a minute and 30 seconds. And that's me giving him a lot of time there. I'm giving him a lot of time. That's because I'm thinking the problem is that you don't want though, and what they're not going to want is I don't think AJ can't afford to let the fight go on for too long.
No.
But they can't also afford for Jake Paul just to get killed in fucking 20 seconds. So I don't know if they need to find a happy medium.
Jake Paul will not get flattened out. I feel like I know what's going to happen. He'll get in that ring.
He'll get points.
Once that bell goes, the size, everything, AJ's going to... Because whoever thinks that Jake Paul is going to be on the front foot in this fight and AJ is going to be on the back foot is crazy because that's the only way people are giving Jake Paul. It was like, oh, he's got a big punch. That means that he has to be attacking AJ. Like, I don't get when this fight starts, AJ's going to look at him, walk across the ring. The first jab he lands, the referee is going to be on cue, ready to jump in.
Yeah,
they will be ready to jump in.
You know who's thinking that as well, don't you? Dan, if you're watching, which you probably know because you'd have commented by now. Dan, listen, I am at the minute training you. I cease to train you if you keep supporting Jake Paul. Contract over. I'll rip it up. It goes in the bin.
Stop with this bullshit. All right. Stop with it.
Or even worse, Rick. I will matchmake you with someone 4 stone heavier who's had 66 fights and 65 KOs and force you to fight him if you keep up this nonsense.
I'll set our fucking wheel on him.
No, they really do forget that in order for Jake to land, that means Jake would have to be really making the fight coming forward, because Jake can swing for the fences all he wants while he's on the back foot. But one, he's not going to have his feet under him. And if people think AJ is that chinny that no matter what shot you throw, he's going to put him to sleep, then you know what? Good luck to Jake Paul.
I want to touch on the chin business, right? Because I'm not being funny. If you've got someone the size of Daniel Dubois landing on your chin, right, you are going to be fucking chinny. You're going to be decapitated. Now, Jake Paul, for anybody, and I mean anybody that thinks Jake Paul is going to win this fight, because miraculously Jake Paul's had this sterling amateur career, won Olympic gold medals, won multiple world titles, and been at an elite level over fucking night, can beat AJ. I can't fathom why this is happening.
You've been a little bit unfair there, though, Ricky, because Jake Paul used to be a Disney presenter, and you've given him none of his accolades.
Jake Paul
couldn't flatten a 58-year-old Mike Tyson.
Then
he was going to fight Devontae Davis.
Have you seen that clip of Mike Tyson's ass? You know when he's in the jockstrap? How fucking funny is that? How funny is that? He just sort of walks away. Jake Paul's like, "What the fuck?"
Jake didn't knock out Mike Tyson. Jake didn't knock out Chavez Jr. Jake didn't knock out what's his name? MMA guy.
What's his fucking name?
Nate Diaz. Like, people need to. Jake lost to Tommy Fury. People need to realize this.
Yeah, but I think let's not get started on that. Let's not get started on that shit.
Our lass is shouting me from room.
All I want to one final thing I want to say is I won't normally do this, but Leo is fighting tomorrow. I just want to obviously be there for everybody to wish him the best. Hopefully, him and his opponent have a good fight. Stay safe. It's only a skills bout, but he's been training very hard for it, and that was his last sparring session there. So tomorrow night,
Leo, this is tell him from me, mate. No excuses. I'm literally cornering at Donny Dome on Dave Allen's show last night.
No problem. You are?
So I'll be there if not.
Is he what?
Is he in bed? Where is he?
Oh, he's in bed, mate. He's in bed. Kids are in bed at 8 o'clock. Gotta get to sleep. But
bloody hell, you've got routine.
Oh yeah.
I can hear that little girl talking next door. No, honestly, tell him from me, mate. If I want working corners tomorrow, I'd 100% have been there.
Yeah, that's it, mate. No problem at all.
Yeah,
give it L, mate.
Shout out to everyone who's tuned in. Your comments, James K. C to you. I'm not sure who that is, but thanks for tuning in. Is it bets are on, can't punch him in the face. Well, AJ can't punch Jake Paul in the face. That's what it
We'll be one of
rules.
the stipulations, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it will. That would not surprise me at all.
Yeah, that's it from us this week, guys. We'll be back next week to cover this week's card and whatever we've got coming. But yeah, anyone who didn't hear our new intro, get back to the start of the stream after this finishes. You'll be able to hear it, and
You can hear the new outro
for you. We've got a new outro for you as well, a different outro. But yeah, we're going to be back next week. Peace out, people. Later.
Out, one glove high, one dream loud, no doubt. Crossroads boxing from Yorkshire. Turn the lights up, turn the mics on. Fighter interviews, keep your guard up. When the truth hits, crossroads boxing from Yorkshire. From the first ring bell to the last big split, pro boxing from Yorkshire.